Well, supporting our veterans extends beyond today. Denis from our New York station, WCBS, has more on how you can give back.
For 27 years, Sergeant Angel Rivera proudly dedicated his life to service. As an Army reservist, he assisted in the search and recovery mission at Ground Zero in the days following 9/11. He deployed to Iraq, lost comrades, and underwent surgeries to correct injuries sustained on long convoys. But Rivera's internal wounds took the greatest toll even after he returned home to the Bronx.
It was hard. From walking around with a weapon and full battle rattled to walking around with nothing, no purpose.
Roughly 20 veterans commit suicide daily nationwide. And that number motivated Judy Isaacson Schaefer, a mother of two, a fellow New Yorker, and daughter of a World War II veteran, to quit her sales job and attempt to change those statistics.
They raised their hands to volunteer, and we need to take care of them.
Schaefer founded the nonprofit Heroes to Heroes in 2010, geared toward combat veterans from all conflicts struggling to transition back to civilian life.
She never know if she didn't call me if I would have done myself in that day, or you know, while she was on her trip.
Heroes to Heroes sends warriors like Rivera on an all-expense-paid trip to Israel. The intimate groups, guided by trained counselors, visit historical sites like the Jordan River, tour the Holocaust Museum, and talk about the sacrifices they have all made.
I came back relaxed, like my soul went through a washer.
The 10-day trip cost $7,500 per person. Now interior designers are teaming up to make a difference by decorating this show house in Saddle River, New Jersey.
They can purchase anything they see.
Tickets cost $35, and the funds help sponsor trips for veterans.
You can say she saved my life.
But Schaefer is not done yet.
There are more people out there that need what we do, and I'm not going to rest until I get to them.
And Alex joins me now. Alex, apparently this program you were telling me has a waiting list?
You know, it's really unbelievable. They want to send 10 to 15 groups a year. There's 10 veterans for each group. But they've done such a great job reaching out to these veterans that have PTSD, have suicidal thoughts, that there are so many. There is now a waiting list for several months long.
Wow.
Yeah, and that waiting list just gets them to actually see someone, a counselor, to assess them, to then get them on a list to go on the program. So Judy, the founder that you met there, has tirelessly been trying to shorten that list as much as possible by being creative and fundraising.
Oh my gosh, and tell me about the screening process. Can any veteran apply?
So it's not quite the case. You need to be a combat veteran, so that's the first step. So you can have served in any conflict. They have Vietnam veterans that are there, Desert Storm, Iraqi Freedom, so a lot of different veterans from all different theaters. But what the main thing needs to be is they need to be struggling with a mental illness. They need to be having PTSD signals. They need to have moral injury traumas, something that was sustained while they were in combat. So that's really what they're looking for. The people that were in the thick of it that are now having a very difficult time transitioning back. The people that are assessing them are actually military prior service members themselves, so they know the signs to look for. And that's really what they're trying to target, those people that are at their lowest part of their lives, that they can get them the most immediate help that they need.
It's so incredible, this whole program. If you're not in the tri-state area, how can you help these veterans?
So heroes2heroes.org, if you go to their website, they do have a list of all the events around the nation. So that's the first place to start. Of course, they have a link as well that you can donate. And Judy, the founder, wanted to be very clear that 90 cents of every dollar goes back to the program for the vets. Right? So if you're doing something, you really are making a difference and sending these men and women that so greatly deserve it.
I see your face light up. This is a personal
It is,
story.
and I start to get emotional. My husband served 12 years active duty as an infantry officer. He deployed several times overseas to combat zones. We lost our friends, so we did 2 tours in Iraq, 1 to Afghanistan, and I personally watched him struggle as he tried to transition back home. And it was a family effort to try to make sure that he was healthy and happy and that we could have our children. And that's what they deserve, because they sacrifice so much on a daily basis, even now as we stand here to talk. And I just feel as though a little bit, even a hug, a card, just to know that they remember the service that they've done.
Such a difference.
Yeah, that we're thinking about them, it does. So we would be remiss not to mention on this day and every day how much we appreciate their service.
Such a great point, Alex. So good to see you.
Thank you
for joining
as
us.
well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Alex Denis from our WCBS station here in New York. Thank you, Alex.